What loophole did you exploit for years before someone found out? Growing up, I worked at a chain grocery store. They had a policy in place that if an item price label didn't match the scanned price in the computer, the first item was free and any subsequent items would be for whichever price was lower. Every few months an elderly woman would come in and spend 4 to 5 hours shopping. When she would come up to the register, she would have a full cart and near everything would be free. I had to ring her out a handful of times and only caught a few items overall that she was wrong on. At one point, she found a comforter BBB mislabeled and got it for free, $40 to $50 sticker price. More than once the store manager would watch her on the store cameras to ensure she wasn't switching the stickers, but never saw her do anything sneaky, just very calmly looking over every item shelved one at a time. Eventually the policy changed and she stopped coming in at all. There is an app for a local burger chain where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day, and it even shows the date of the roll on the code so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit. They removed it for other reasons. I was really good friends with my building superintendent, Super, at a job I have since left. He was also the super for several other buildings in downtown. My friend, the super, got a terminal cancer diagnosis, and on his last day at the building he gives me an envelope with what appeared to be a parking garage card inside. He said, "Fizz, you have been such a great friend, I wanted to give you my key to the kingdom. It should save you a lot of money because it works in every city-owned parking garage in downtown." I left the job in 2012 and to this day the card still works at over 12 parking garages in downtown. Go see a concert or sporting event? Swipe the card for the arena, no longer the official name, garage. Need to park at the courthouse or city hall garage? Swipe the card. Want to go see a movie or go to a club or park? Swipe, swipe, swipe. Free parking day or night. Bruce, you left us way too soon, but gave me a gift that just never stops giving. Miss you, buddy, and thanks for saving me a ton of money. Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about £5, £10 before you'd get into the bonus round, then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter, and then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw, and you win the jackpot, which was £50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months as it was regularly empty, basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months. When I was in school they sent us home with a form for our parents to fill in. The idea was to collect updated contact information in case anything had changed, phone numbers, etc. If you were late to school, the school texted your parents to let them know. For myself, the usual punishment was a grounding. I was frequently late, so I filled the form with my own phone number and started to receive the text messages that were intended to tell my parents that I was late. Got grounded far less frequently after that. One week the local Chick-fil-A put a coupon in a local coupon magazine flyer which was buy one, get one free, any item on the menu. Next to that coupon they had a 50% off any menu item. I carefully checked, and neither coupon mentioned cannot be combined with any other offer anywhere on it. So I ran out to the local grocery store and grabbed a stack of these flyers. Sure enough, the next week the offer was gone, but it was too late to stop me. I spent almost 2 years as a grad student living almost exclusively off of 128-count nugget platters that I would get for 25% of the cost, first half off, second free. Place went under new management and they put up a sign saying they would no longer be accepting those coupons. Not entirely sure if that was due solely to me or if anyone else was pulling the same thing. I had about 20 coupon pairs left when they shut it down. This is super weird and I haven't thought about it in years, but I suppose it was a loophole. Soda companies used to run giveaways where they would put a code under the cap and then you could enter the codes for points, and get free stuff once you had banked enough points. I was a stock boy at a local grocery store and we had to take care of the bottle return machines also. Any loose caps, and nasty soda juices, would settle in the bottoms of the bags, so on slow nights we would cut the corner of the bags to drain, and collect any loose caps which I would then wash in the mop sink and take home to bank the codes. I ended up getting some sweet stuff like a few CDs, a zip-up sweatshirt, and even some decent noise-canceling headphones lol. Used to work at Starbucks like 7 years ago, and they used to print these receipts where if you filled out a survey it would give you a 6-digit code which you could then exchange for a free drink. However, when you gave in the receipt with the code, we would just toss it in the garbage and then give the free drink. So over a shift I would just keep all the survey receipts when people didn't want them, write random numbers on them, then keep a wallet full of free coffee. Since I already got tons of free drinks, I would give them to homeless people and explain it was good for a free coffee. Probably gave away like 100 free drinks. I grew up down the street from Universal Studios and went there every day after middle school. Eventually we learned to go into the VIP line for rides which nobody was ever in. When the guy stopped us and asked us for our VIP tickets, we just told them a high-up employee named Rick should have called it in. After 2 seconds on the radio trying to verify, every employee just gave up and let us through. We skipped lines for years with that method, and eventually ride attendants came to know us and just let us through. It was beautiful. One day we got bold though and snuck into the studio area. Guards caught us and asked us who we were with. We told him our fictional Rick told us we can be here. Well, the guards took radio verification way more serious, and managed to get a real Rick on the line. We waited for Rick to show up, knowing we were busted. Rick showed up. Turns out he was actually the backlot manager at the time and gave us a strange look. The security guard asked us if we were with him and this dude said yes. He took us aside and asked us what we were doing, and we told him we just loved film and the studio atmosphere. He loved that 2 young kids were interested in his job and began taking us all around to the studios, allowing us to sit in on tapings of various shows and so on, giving us a free pass to come back anytime, and also VIP line access. Got keys to a new flat on a Friday afternoon. The place had electric but it wasn't in my name. Went to the electric company just before closing and the lady said, "Flat 8 you say? We only have record of 7 flats on that building. Tell you what, glances at the clock, come back Monday with the serial number on your meter, and we'll get you all hooked up." I never went back and enjoyed free electric for over 2 years until I moved out. Added to clarify, when I say wasn't in my name, this was originally a large single-dwelling property that had been converted into flats/apartments. My one, I guess, was a late addition and I was the first tenant. It simply wasn't registered to me or anyone. It's also standard here in the UK to pay the individual utility bills to the individual utility companies providing their services. My family used to go to this campground in the summer and rent a little cabin for like a week. In the main building there was a little arcade, mostly older games, and a foosball table, and an air hockey table. What most people didn't know was, the air hockey table was broke. If you put quarters in, you could push the plunger to start the machine and then get your quarters back if you did it just right. A couple of years in a row were super fun because me and one other kid that knew would keep air hockey going for the entire time. The arcade would be filled with kids who would often play other games while waiting their turn at air hockey. They must have found out after a few years though, because one year we went back and it was fixed. The arcade was also a complete ghost town, and the campground made no money off it after that. That's when I fully realized and understood the concept of a loss leader at like 13 years old. I used to go to this Mongolian barbecue spot at the mall that had those thinly sliced frozen sheets of meat that they let you pick yourself, and they cook it for you so long as it fit in the bowl they gave you, then choose your veggies etc. So they used to be kinda folded into like ribbons so they take up more room in said bowl. Well, it's stupid, but I realized if I just used the back of my hand/knuckles I could kinda punch the folded frozen meat down and I would back in like a pound of meat when that wasn't what they had intentioned at all. But since it was in the bowl they had to cook it. So good. Anyways, me and my ex would go like 3 times a week and just get one of those, and it would feed us both pretty good for like $5. Eventually they caught on after like a year, and one time we went I proceeded to do the same good old backhanded meat punch in my bowl when one of the workers yelled out to me to get my attention and pointed to my right at a printed paper that had a fist on it saying "No to fist meat" with a circle and a cross going through it. That was my legacy there, and the food was never the same when it was 99.5% noodles. Me and my ex broke up. That was the only good thing in that old toxic-ass relationship. Obligatory not years, but I can't believe I got away with it. My mum gave me £20 to buy a big thing of a certain brand of cat food which normally costs £10.99. Now here's the thing, when I entered the store I was given a coupon for £5 off that particular brand of cat food. The store was also doing £5 off the type of cat food I entered for. I got to the till and the food was priced at £5.99. I handed over my coupon and it was scanned so that the food was 0.99p. I couldn't believe my luck because normally it says not for use in conjunction with any other offer. But here's the real kicker, The lady behind the till gave me another coupon, so you can bet your goddamn life I went round again and left the store with £22.98 worth of cat food for £1.98, with a third coupon in my hand. The only reason I didn't keep exploiting the loophole was because I had to carry it all home on my BMX. Was living near and attending our local university. While working full-time in an economy in the midst of a recession, I barely had enough money to pay the bills, let alone eat. Where I live is very well known for its tourist industry and casinos, so I had quite a few friends who worked in it and would tell me about these massive employee luncheon cafeterias. At that time there were no ID cards or lanyards to be scanned or checked, all you needed was to find it and be dressed appropriately to the employer's dress code. After my friend and I did a dry run on one of those trips, in order for me to find it without getting lost I would go it alone. For almost 3 years I had lunch/dinner for free, learning the peak service times and the dead zones. Even got along with some of the cafeteria workers and custodial crews. 2 from college, not exactly loopholes but playing the system. Pizza chain had coupons printed on their larger boxes, with 10 coupons you could get a free cheese carryout pizza. Used to raid every single trash can of their pizza boxes in the dorms, or offer to throw away someone's box for the coupons. Rarely paid for a pizza, but got plenty of cheese carryouts for free. Campus paper printed a coupon for 2 free game tokens in the bowling alley/arcade in the student union, limit 1 coupon per day. I got a stack of coupons, free campus paper. Twice a week I had to go through the student union for class and was usually with a friend. She was a good sport, and the 2 of us cashing in coupons meant 4 game tokens a day, 8 per week. I made her a pair of earrings out of 2 game tokens for being a good sport. Not intentional, but once I found out I didn't stop. Years ago I used my card to pay for Xbox Live during a period before I could pick up a manual 1-year subscription, but when I tried to remove my card details it wouldn't let me and said I had to call MS directly. Being lazy but smart, I decided to just change the security numbers that were saved so it wouldn't process any future payments. And it never did. But somehow I still kept getting Xbox Live access. This went on for about 1.5 years before it stopped. I was never contacted about paying anything for what I'd used either.